Howdy folks, welcome back to Black Sheep Meadow. I'm Brent.
And I'm Amber.
And we got a good one for you today.
It's meat processing day.
It's probably not the brightest day on the homestead, but it's got to be done, so.
It is, it's that time. We asked you guys for some questions. We got a few of them in. We got one in particular from the little homestead on Heiner Pond, and we're gonna get into that. So this is your warning that this video will contain some graphic content. If you are not interested in that, go find one of our other videos.
With that said, we're gonna link one of our original chicken processing videos that's probably really informative. We're gonna focus on some few details that we were asked to expand upon. Outside of that, y'all know that Amber and myself grew 80% of our own food last year, so we keep in track of a lot of our own efficiencies, and we're gonna weigh and see exactly what these birds cost us to grow from baby chicks all the way to the table.
Yes.
So let's go make it happen.
Let's do it. So just to give you guys a rundown of how we got it set up this time, we set it up just a little bit different. We've got the dispatching station here, then we've got the scolder set up right here, which we'll go over some more of that detail in a minute. We've got the plucker, and then we've got our table with my trusty helpers here that are gonna help me with this part of it. We've got it set up under some shade. It's a pretty nice day today. We got a nice cool breeze, so everything should stay pretty cool for us. And that's kind of how we got it set up this time. Okay, so we're gonna bring you guys in closer and show you exactly how we do this. This is a bird that has just come out of the plucker, so as you can tell, no feathers. There's always a few little stragglers. I just pull them off with my hand. This thing's gonna get washed off a dozen more times before it goes into your freezer, so don't overly stress about these little bitty pieces of feather. First thing I always do is take off the feet. So if you pull the knuckle backwards, find the center of it, you'll see. Look at how easy that does. It really helps if you have a really good sharp knife. Makes this part super easy on ice. Dale's gonna love those. Then do the other side on ice. Okay, so from the neck of the chicken, I don't know if we can get you in here closer. We took these chickens off of feed roughly 18 hours ago. That is a huge help when it comes to processing your birds. It keeps everything cleaner, and it makes it where you're not so stressed about accidentally poking something that has something you don't want to contaminate your meat in. But remember, if you do, you have a water hose right here. You can wash it off immediately. You're not gonna let it sit in there. It's not going to ruin anything. Take your time, set this up where you can take your time. I'm gonna kind of pull this skin backwards a little bit on this neck. And you can kind of see it through the skin right here. There's a sac right underneath that skin, if you can see in there. But I'm gonna hold the skin back. I'm gonna kind of make me a little, just cut through there, because I can get my fingers in there now and it'll rip. So, see, there's the sac that I'm talking about. And that usually, if you don't pull this chicken off of food, that's gonna be full of seeds and every part of your food, and then that's where it can get messy. Right now it's empty, which is nice. So I'm just cutting down the neck because I want to get these lines and stuff here. You can kind of pull apart with your fingers. Sorry, it's a little slippery. So this is connected to the skin. I'm just using my finger here and I'm pulling it, separating it away from the skin, and then it's connected to the top of the breast meat right here. So I'm just kind of using my fingers. It doesn't want to come quite off with just my fingers, so I'm gonna try to show y'all with the knife. It's a razor blade, so it's real sharp. So I'm just gonna kind of right up against that meat, just like that. Now I should be able to get my finger in there farther. See, I've separated it from that breast meat. And then I'm just using my fingers and I'm trying to separate the rest of this from the neck. So I'm kind of using my fingers to separate all that connective tissue all the way through the neck, so that when I go to the back side, this will just pull straight through. So I'm kind of using my finger, I'm kind of getting down in there, getting it all the way as far down in there as my fingers can reach. Okay, that's pretty good that way. So now I'm going to flip the chicken around. We've got the back here. I'm going to kind of do the same thing with the skin. I'm going to press the skin forward. You see the V right here? That's your breast, the end of your breastbone. I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to make an incision right up against that bone. And there's a hollow cavity in there. You see it? So we're going to cut like that, just real nice and easy. And I push this forward, so if you wanted skin on breast meat, or you wanted to keep this as a whole bird, that way you don't end up with a little, if you pushed it this way, I would only have a little bit of skin. This way, we're keeping everything covered. So, opening it up here with my fingers, I'm just tearing it. I'm gonna take from this side, you can feel there's a little bone or a piece of cartilage right here. That's where I wanna take my knife and run just on the edge of that, just like that. And this is where people get nervous, because as you can see, that's where the intestines and everything are. But because we've taken them off feed, they're not full. So you get a little bit more room. They're not real tight. So I'm gonna take against there, come down to the point of the tail feathers, just like that. Do the same thing on the other side. Right on that cartilage, down. We're coming around the exit, if that's the best way to say that. The exit here, and up against that bone. See how that connective tissue is all I'm really cutting. Just the connective tissue. Take your time, go nice and slow. Don't get in a rush. And you'll see here in just a second, there won't be anything else connecting. See it? Nothing else is connecting it. It's completely separated now. So I'm just kind of working my way down the edge. Working my way down the edge. Probably use your fingers a lot. Rub your fingers around that bottom side. So I need to continue my cut up to where we'd had the cut on the top. I'm pulling it away from those intestines so I don't have to worry about accidentally cutting them. Same thing on this side. I'm holding it away, see? So now, move my knife out of the way. You can kind of hold it outside the cavity. Stick your hand in there. You're gonna run your fingers over the top of the bottom of that breastbone and reach all the way to the front. And basically I'm making a cup. So I'm gonna cup my hand around all the innards. You'll feel the hearts in there. You wanna be on the other side of the heart. And then I'm gonna pull with my fingers, get a hold of everything, and I'm gonna pull everything straight out. And if I did a good job on the front, everything from the front should come through, but it looks like I maybe hung up a little bit, but that's okay. There's nothing there, so we're fine. There it comes. See it? Everything from the front's coming out the back. There we go. Now it is all outside the cavity. It's contained.
No more danger.
No more danger. So I'm gonna remove the heart, put it on some ice. I'm gonna remove the gizzard.
The other way.
Which way? Oh, sorry. I put it in the wrong bowl. So here's the gizzard. This is the stuff, this yellow stuff right here, that's what you don't want on your meat. But I'm separating that gizzard away. Now this is all gonna go in the gut bucket.
Compost pile.
Compost pile right there. Now I'm going to stop and rinse this off so that none of this gets any more on here than it already is. So I'm gonna rinse this off. Dale finished one while I was doing that, so I'm gonna rinse his off real quick so it can get on ice. Oh, yeah, I'll show him that in just a second, Dale. Oops. Did you get the lungs out of this one? No? Okay, I'll get the lungs out of it real quick. So, this is kind of the next part anyway. So Dale has already done what I was just showing you, and this is the same thing I got to do to this one yet. I invest in one of these. If you're going to process any amount of chickens, invest in one of these. I used to do it before this. This is a lifesaver. basically these little hooks, you're gonna run it through the ribs. So you put it in here. I don't know if you guys can see in there, but you see how it just kind of pulled. There's a lung. And now I'm gonna do it on the other side. There's the other lung. Trying to get it out without. There's the other one. So we got both lungs out of there. Now I can rinse it off, put it on ice.
Let's see where we're at on weight and measures.
Hold on 1 second. Okay. So now I'm gonna rinse it off real good. And it's gonna go into our first cooling cooler that has a little bit of vinegar in it. Kind of clean everything off before it goes into ice. It'll sit on that for, I don't know, 2-3 minutes, up to 5 minutes, and then it'll go on the big ice chest. But that is how we do that. So Dale is actually cleaning the gizzards right now, and if you guys want to see that part of it, it's pretty interesting. You want to get in here? Oh, that's the heart. So this is the inside of the gizzard. So basically he's cut it. This part is the part you want to take off, and you separate it from the meat. This is compost. This is what everybody wants. Rinse it off real good.
That's just the heart.
And then
take the top off.
There's your heart. He cut it in half, but you can open it up and you can see the different chambers in there.
This is taking the top off.
Taking the top off, so he won't eat this part. This is the part he's gonna eat. And I say he because that's not me. Okay, let's see, get the average weight we got. If you guys have any questions on this part of it, be sure to let me know down below.
We'll get them in the next
We'll get them in the next video. We got another round of these coming in the fall.
Get a little more time lapse, and then we'll get the weights and measurements.
See y'all soon.
All right, so that was a full morning's worth of work.
It was, but we got it all done thanks to the help of some friends and family, and
We've
that was nice.
We've got 140.75 pounds of chicken in the ice chest. We averaged 6.7 pounds per bird. That's 21 birds. And our cost came to $1.57 a pound. That is the absolute best that we've ever done any of our meat chickens.
It was, and it should be better this fall, hopefully, because we will have our own corn to supplement into it, so we won't use so much of commercial feed. We'll be able to supplement some more into our mix, and then that really brings the cost down per pound.
Right at 60%, because 60% of our meat chicken feed that we mix ourselves is actually corn. So
Right.
In the meantime, we hope if y'all had left us a lot of questions in the previous video for today, hopefully we got those questions answered for you. If y'all have any further questions from here on out, go ahead and leave them down in the comment section. We're going to make sure to touch base on those things in the fall video for our chicken processing.
We'll be doing this all over again come fall this year, so if we miss something or you need a little bit more clarification on something, just let us know. We'll make sure we address it in that video.
As we do every single week, we're going to recommend or really enforce the self-sustainability, self-sufficiency. Do whatever you can, get off the system. We'll see y'all next week.
See you next week.